At the time of recording this, the Artemis 2 mission has now concluded, and that mission gave me so much joy and excitement to follow along with this month that I wanted to carry that into my next movie pick. I definitely wanted to watch a space movie. I've picked Apollo 13 because this Tom Hanks film has been on my watch list for many years, since long before this reaction channel was even a thought in my mind. Just one of those movies I never prioritized, and now it's my number one choice to watch. So we're finally checking it out today, and I could not be more excited. My name is Kale. If you're new here, welcome in. Welcome back if you've been here before. I also know that Bill Paxton and Gary Sinise are in this movie. I love all three of these actors. I'm really excited to see them in a movie together. I know this film is not going to be all sunshine and rainbows because it is obviously based on the real Apollo 13 mission, and we know that things went wrong during that one. So I'm very excited to see how they have put this on screen. I'm really excited for the cinematography on this, the acting. I think this movie is going to be really good because I know that people have suggested it to me and recommended it. I have friends and family that have seen it before and say it's really, really good. So yeah, it's finally time for me to sit and watch it, and I'm hyped. So thank you so much for being here. As always, full-length watch along, I do offer those on Patreon. I'll have a link to the Apollo 13 one down below. You can either join the membership to get Apollo 13 and literally every reaction I've ever done, or if you just want Apollo 13, you can just grab it without doing the whole membership thing. It's totally up to you. And before we get into the movie, make sure to subscribe to my channel. I really appreciate that, especially if this is not your first time here. That would be great. Anyway, thank you guys so much, and let's get into the movie.
Flight, we have the crew crossing gantry for capsule ingress.
After trailing the Russians for years, there were serious doubts that we could beat the Russians to the moon. The entire world watched in awe as Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin landed on the moon.
Now, the important thing when you're penetrating the lunar module is your attitude and your relative speed.
Oh, Kevin Bacon, hello.
And Tracy, I'll tell you, when you feel that thing slide in.
Don't think you're talking about the mission anymore.
This is the man. Gemini 7, Apollo 8, they were the first ones around the moon. This guy did 10 laps.
I wouldn't mind being up there tonight. Our day's coming. You know, my cousin called. Asked who we bribed to get on Jim Lovell's crew.
They're both so good looking.
Jim, you think it's too late for him to board? He's got time to get out there. Just need somebody to wave him off. Wave him off now!
Oh, how fun this would have been.
Boy, look at those pictures. Wow.
Social media is just not quite the same as having so many people gathered in a room watching a TV like this.
38-year-old American standing on the surface of the moon.
It's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
I can't deal with cleaning up. Let's sell the house. I bet Jenny Armstrong doesn't get a wink of sleep tonight.
Christopher Columbus, Charles Lindbergh, and Neil Armstrong.
From now on, we live in a world where man has walked on the moon. Apollo 8, we were so close. I want to go back there.
Where's my mountain?
The white area there, that's the Sea of Tranquility. And your mountain's right there on the edge of that.
Gotta get a telescope. Cute. Oh my gosh, I love when they name the bright spot on the moon Carol. This is my favorite moment of the Artemis mission.
When are you going up again, Jim?
I'm slated to be the commander of Apollo 14 sometime late next year.
If there is an Apollo 14. People in my state have been asking why we're continuing to fund this program now that we've beaten the Russians.
How do you go to the bathroom in space?
Cranking down the window and looking for a gas station, which... Oh, there's Pete Slayton.
It's a valid question, though. We always want to know those things. How do you go to the bathroom? How do you brush your teeth? How do you sleep?
How much this month, dude?
Jim, can I have a minute? Something's come up.
You are not wearing that out in this neighborhood. That's the end of it. I don't want to hear
wearing a bra. You can see everything.
Shut up, Susan.
You know that Easter vacation trip we had planned? There might be a slight change in destination. The moon. Al Shepard's ear infection has flared up.
Dad, can I please wear this?
Sure.
Jim.
No!
You're going to be ready in 6 months?
We'll be ready. I'm going to walk on the moon, Marilyn.
Naturally, it's 13. Why 13?
You can tell she's like trying to be excited, but she's worried. Nervous.
75 feet. We're coming up on docking.
I lost something here. I can't translate up.
Just try and get her stable here.
Capture.
That's it.
Beautiful.
Gentlemen, that is the way we do that.
My rate of turn is still a little too slow there. I really think we should work it again.
Well, let's get it right.
Okay, set it up again, Frank.
I don't blame him. Should be confident. If you feel it's not good enough, keep going with it.
Hey, we got a problem.
Don't you
Cabin
fly
deep pressure, repeat, cabin deep
I got no seat pressure.
Be rough to have dreams like that.
And I take the controls, and I steer it around, and I fly it down, landing on the moon. Better than Neil Armstrong.
Did you know the astronauts on the fire?
Yeah, I did. I knew the astronauts in the fire. All of them.
Did that happen again?
Well, I'll tell you something about that fire. A lot of things went wrong. The door, they couldn't get it open. Well, a lot of things went wrong in that fire.
Did they fix it?
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Still not easing her worries, though.
I'm thinking about not going to the launch. The kids need me at home, honey.
Oh, no.
Honey, it's not like I've never been to a launch before. The other wives have not done 3s. I just don't think I can go through all that. Just be glad when this one's over.
Oof.
Well, you're gonna miss a hell of a show.
That's rough.
Charlie Duke has the measles. So we need a new backup. You've all been exposed to it.
Oh.
Ken Mattingly hasn't.
You want to break up my crew 2 days before the launch, when we can predict each other's moves, when we can read the tone of each other's voice. He's a fine pilot, but when was the last time he was in a simulator?
We can either scrub Mattingly and go with Swigert, or we can bump all 3 of you to a later mission.
Ugh. Well, that's not what he's going to want.
Jim, if you hold out for Ken, you will not be on Apollo 13. It's your decision.
I'm on the backup crew. The backup crew has to set up the guest list.
Oh, Kevin's the one. So wait, I can't remember which. Is it Bill or Gary that's leaving? Oh, it's Gary.
Damn.
What if he ends up feeling fine the whole time?
I mean, I know it's their ass if I get sick up there, but I mean, Jesus!
God, that's frustrating.
Swigert, he'll be fine. He's strong. It'll be a hell of a mission, one for the books.
This was my call.
Must have been a tough one. I don't have the measles. I'm not gonna get the measles.
If only he knew how upset he was, how upset Jim was when he was told.
I got a corridor light. We're coming in too shallow. I'm going to manual. We're coming in too steep.
Oh, no.
We're at 12 Gs.
12 Gs, we're running up.
Damn it! I gave him a false indicator light right at entry interface. Even Mattingly didn't get it the first time.
Okay, guys, we're gonna do this again, obviously, but give us a minute to get our switches reset.
He switched to manual so fast. Like, no hesitation.
If I had $1 for every time they killed me in this thing, I wouldn't have to work for you, Deke.
I like Tom Hanks in this role.
Well, we have 2 days. We'll be ready. Let's do it again.
2 days, and they're probably spending like 13 hours in this simulator.
Well, hey, that looks like Marilyn Lovell, but it can't be. She's not coming to the launch. You can't live without me.
Okay, folks, let's say goodnight. We got a big day tomorrow for the...
Oh, I feel like that gave him a good boost. Oh, no. Didn't need that bad luck.
But what? Dumb.
Can't
Oh,
have
sorry.
Tommy, yeah. Oh, one day I hope to see a launch in person.
This is from your wife, Gene.
Thank you, Tom. Starting to get worried.
I like it. I like that one, Gene.
Is that Ed Harris's character? Saw his name in the opening credits.
Apollo 13 flight controllers, listen up. Give me a go, no-go for launch. Booster.
Go.
Retro. Go. Vital. We go fly. Guidance.
Guidance, go.
Launch control, this is Houston. We are go for launch.
I love this because it's not just the people on the ship going to space. There's so many people on the ground involved in making sure this is good and successful, you know? Nice car. Good watching spot. My palms would be so sweaty in those.
10, 9, 8, 6.
Love the uplifting score. Couldn't imagine.
Get ready for a little choke, fellas.
Although if I had to choose between this and coming back to Earth, this, 100%.
Houston, this is 13. We've got a center engine cut off. Go on the other 4.
Fido, what's that gonna do to us?
Looks good. We're still go. We'll be all right as long as we don't lose another one.
Looks like we just had our glitch for this mission. And that, gentlemen, is how we do that.
Oh boy, I can sleep.
Mom, that was loud.
I can't believe you did this 4 times. This doesn't stop for me until he lands. Remember, you're proud, happy, and thrilled.
We're very proud and very happy when we're thrilled.
Proud, happy, thrilled. Got it.
Fredo, you okay?
That was gross.
I'm around. I just ate too much breakfast. Let's go to work.
100 feet.
It'd be hard not to think of Ken in this moment.
Yeah, don't worry, guys. I'm on top of it.
Well, 2 days ago you killed us in the simulator, so don't be too bothered if they're really watching you.
Capture.
That's it. Jack and I will eat.
Hey, I'm hungry.
Are you sure?
I could eat the ass out of a dead rhinoceros.
Excuse me? What? Also, that type of hunger is such a different hunger. The hunger you feel after throwing up, when all of a sudden you feel amazing. I feel like you could eat everything.
Oh, it's too bad we can't demonstrate this on TV. Overboard dump coming up.
Now that's a beautiful sight.
I'm never coming out. I hate Paul. Still going on about the stupid Beatles breaking up? They're not stupid. You're stupid.
Good evening, America. I'm Jim Lovell. We are going to show you just what life is like for the 3 of us. That was supposed to be the theme to 2001.
All the networks dumped us. One of them said we made going to the moon about as exciting as taking a trip to Pittsburgh.
Oh, Jesus.
My son's supposed to be on.
I've been accused of receiving...
This is all the channels we get, miss.
Oh, no. But they don't know that they're not being broadcast, right?
We'll tell them when they get back.
That's so brutal.
The skin of the limb in some places is only as thick as a couple of layers of tin foil, and that's all that protects us from the vacuum of space. Fred Hayes.
I wonder if by this point, because there were so many missions, I wonder if, like, there was fatigue a little bit, or, like, disinterest.
Daddy was funny.
I'm glad they saw that, at least.
Hey, we've got a problem here.
What did you do?
Nothing. I stirred the tank.
Time to stress. Time to stress.
Houston, we have a problem. We got a pin light.
Fire doesn't make any sense.
We got multiple caution and warning, Houston.
Oh, gosh.
O2 tank 2 not reading at all. Tank 1 is at 725 psi and falling. Oh boy, what's going on here? Flight, let me get back to you.
ECOM, is this an instrumentation problem, or are we looking at real power loss here?
It's reading a quadruple failure. That can't happen. It's got to be instrumentation.
Oh gosh.
Fuel cell 1, fuel cell 3. We got a main bus B under.
So many red lights.
NO2 flow high.
We are venting something out into space.
A gas of some sort.
It's got to be the oxygen. I want everybody to alert your support teams. Wake up anybody you need, get them in here.
He gives me such football coach energy.
Keep bending like this. We're gonna keep hitting the edge of
that dead band.
Take a look at the O2 on number 1. 200 pounds and falling.
What have we got on the spacecraft that's good?
I'll get back to you, Gene.
We're not gonna have power much longer. The ship's bleeding to death.
Suits on. Love the reflection.
Flight, I recommend we shut down the reactant valves of the fuel cells.
What the hell good is that gonna do?
If that's where the leak is, we can isolate it.
You close them, you can't open them again. You can't land on the moon with one healthy fuel cell.
We're not.
The Odyssey is dying. From my chair here, this is the last option.
We're no longer landing on the moon, y'all.
We want you to close react valves on cells 1 and 3.
Shutting down the fuel cells. Did I hear you right?
We think that closing the react valves may stop the leak.
We just lost the moon. Okay, Fredo, shut those down.
But your survival's important too.
If this doesn't work, we're not gonna have enough power left to get home.
Shit. O2 on 1 is still falling.
Fredo, how long does it take to power up the LEM?
3 hours by the checklist.
Let's power down everything. Okay, guys, listen up. Here's the drill. We're moving the astronauts.
So stressful.
They won't even know which way they're pointed.
That's right.
It's a bad way to fly.
It's a horrible way to fly. Are you kidding me? Oh my gosh, the moon behind them.
Man, there's a lot of debris floating around out there.
Lunar module roll at 355.57.
Meth.
If this paperwork isn't right, who knows where we'll end up out here.
Oh, the best brains coming together.
Looks good, Flight. All right. Good here?
And multiple of them.
You know that our first bachelor astronaut is on his way to the moon? First bachelor. He's the kind they say has a girl in every port.
At ABC News.
Oh.
The Apollo 13 spacecraft has lost all electrical power. Apollo 13 is apparently also losing breathing oxygen.
Slow down.
And the astronauts may
An
have
electrical
to use
failure.
the
What exactly does that mean? What do you mean there's no immediate danger? I just heard they're losing oxygen.
The Apollo 13 astronauts may be in grave danger.
No, don't give me that NASA bullshit.
No, we just want to see you
Ugh. Gosh.
Jeffrey?
Oh, yeah, he's...
Why are so many people here?
Your dad's flying his mission.
I love his little fort.
Something broke on your daddy's spaceship, and he's gonna have to turn around before he even gets to the moon.
Is it the door?
No, kid, it was in the door.
We've had to learn how to fly all over again, but we are doing better up here now.
Do we know for sure that we can power this thing back up?
It's gonna get awfully cold in here. Copy that, Jack. We'll just have to deal with that later.
What an answer.
This is Odyssey. Signing off.
Oh, it'd be so nerve-wracking to leave, like, the comfort of this. It's not comfortable, but... but they know it.
Houston, how far off course do you project we are, over?
From this moment on, we are improvising a new mission.
Oh, come on.
They are here. We turn around, straight back, direct abort.
No. Get them on a free return trajectory.
Use the moon's gravity, slingshot them around.
We do an about face, we bring the guys right home right now.
Get them back soon, absolutely.
Let's hold it down. Let's hold it down.
I feel like both are valid.
Once we get the guys around the moon, we'll fire up the LEM engine, make a long burn, pick up some speed, and get them home as quick as we can.
We can't make any guarantees. We designed the LEM to land on the moon.
Unfortunately, we're not landing on the moon, are we? I don't care what anything was designed to do. I care about what it can do.
Don't think they ever planned for it to be a lifeboat.
I don't think they're that good. We are not losing those men.
Yeah, can we not talk about that? If you want to, leave the room, please and thanks.
You want to look?
Mayor Tranquilitatis. You and Buzz's old neighborhood. Coming up on Mount Maryland. Jim, you got to take a look at this.
I've seen it.
Poor Jim.
So long, Earth. Catch you on the flip side. When you go into the shadow of the moon, and the moon is between you and the sun, that you see stars that are more brilliant than anything you've ever seen on the clearest nights here on Earth. It must be an awe-inspiring sight. I can't wait to see it myself.
No, no, oh no, oh no, oh no. Yeah, I'd be balling too, girl. Super scary. You feel so helpless. When is Ken gonna learn about what's going on? Oh, that view.
13.
Our planet is so pretty.
Gentlemen, what are your intentions? I'd like to go home. We got a burn coming up, and I need a contingency if we lose comm with Houston. Jack, get into the Odyssey and bag up all the water you can before it freezes.
Yeah.
Let's go home.
Good call, yes. Let's go home.
You're telling me you can only give our guys 45 hours? That brings them to about there. Gentlemen, that's not acceptable.
Power is everything. Without it, they don't talk to us, they don't correct their trajectory, they don't turn the heat shield around. We gotta turn everything off.
What do you mean, everything?
We gotta get them down to 12 amps. You can't run a vacuum cleaner on 12 amps, John. We gotta turn off. We have to turn off the radars.
He's like, I've done the math.
Gene, they won't even know which way they're pointed.
The more time we talk down here, the more juice they waste up there.
The minute we finish the burn, we'll power down the limb. In a couple days, we're gonna have to power it up, use nothing but the re-entry battery.
Hell, we've never even simulated it before, Gene.
I want you guys to find every engineer who designed every switch, every circuit, every transistor, and every light bulb that's up there. Then I want you to talk to the guy in the assembly line who actually built the thing.
Good, you're not dead. I'm trying to get in touch with you for 45 minutes. Gotta get you in the simulators. We gotta ship to land. There's been an explosion. Oxygen tanks are gone, 2 fuel cells gone, command module shut down. Crew's fine so far, trying to keep them alive in the limb. We're gonna have to shut that down pretty soon, too.
We need you.
How much power do we have to play with?
Barely enough to run this coffee pot for 9 hours.
Gosh.
It's your ship. We gotta get you in there. I need the sim cold and dark. Give me the exact same conditions. You got it. I need a flashlight.
He's still
That's not what they have up there.
the crew.
Copy that.
One, we're using the forward Omni when the Earth's in the window, and we're switching to aft Omni when we see the moon.
I love this with him upside down.
And that's it. We just put Sir Isaac Newton in the driver's seat.
Gene, we have a situation brewing with the carbon dioxide.
This is a great movie so far. I'm loving it.
Anything over 15 and you get impaired judgment, blackouts, the beginnings of brain asphyxia.
About the scrubbers on the command module.
They take square cartridges.
The ones on the limb are round.
CO2 levels are going to be getting toxic.
Well, I suggest you gentlemen invent a way to put a square peg in a round hole.
Ay, ay, ay.
We gotta find a way to make this fit into the hole for this, using nothing but that.
It's literally square into round. Okay. Jesus. Oh, but I love how many people are involved.
I thought they didn't care about this mission. They didn't even run Jim's show.
No, they did not.
More dramatic now. Suddenly people are...
Oh, if landing on the moon wasn't dramatic enough for them, why should not landing on it be?
I realize how hard this is, Marilyn, but the whole world is caught up in it.
We thrive with chaos.
Don't put one piece of equipment on my lawn. If they have a problem with that, they can take it up with my husband. He'll be home on Friday.
I'd feel the exact same. Get the fuck off my grass.
You don't look too good, Fredo.
Jim, I'm all right.
He's not. He's just saying he is.
Most of the guys I graduated high school with never even left home. Here I am.
Yeah.
Out in space.
It hurts when I urinate.
Well, you're not getting enough water.
I'm drinking my ration, same as you. I think old Swagger gave me the clap. He's been pissing in my relief, too.
That'll be a hot one at the debriefing for the flight surgeon.
This rate, we're gonna skip right out of the atmosphere, and we're never gonna get back.
What are you talking about? How'd you figure that?
I can add.
Math.
Ow! God damn it!
Hey!
Piece of shit! This piece of shit's gonna get you home. That's because that's the only thing we got left, Jack.
Now, what are you saying, Fred?
Well, I think you know what I'm saying.
All I did was stir those tanks.
What was that gauge reading before you hit the switch?
Stop kicking yourself in the ass.
This is not my fault!
No one is saying it is. If I'm in the left-hand seat, when the call comes up, I stir the tanks.
Yeah, well, tell him that.
We are not going to do this. We're not going to go bouncing off the wall.
Yeah, please.
Aquarius, this is Houston.
Are we on Vox?
No, we're not on Vox.
Yeah, Houston, this is Aquarius. Go ahead.
Yeah, Jim, could you check your CO2 gauge for us?
Our CO2 measurement has jumped 4 notches in the last hour.
Jim, that sounds about right. Jim, we're working on a procedure down here for you.
Christ, I know why my numbers are wrong. I only figured it for 2 people.
Oh, shit.
Maybe I should just hold my breath.
Poisoning the astronauts with every breath.
Oh my gosh, the reporting though. You could be a little more optimistic.
What's this?
That's what they gotta make.
Well, I hope you got the procedures for me. We have an unusual procedure for you here.
I want you to rip the cover off the flight plan.
An LCG bag, 2 LCG bags.
What about their level of carbon dioxide?
It's climbing.
You want to cut the duct tape 3 feet long.
Tell me use this arm.
Just use your arm.
It's a good arm length.
Tear that piece of tape down the middle lengthwise.
All right?
Hold on, Houston.
It's arts and crafts time to survive.
They are now working on their backup facilities, their emergency facilities, and the problem is if anything more goes wrong, they're in real trouble.
Yes, they are already in real trouble though. Oh no. Oh no, oh no, oh no, Jack.
So how does this flight compare to other emergency situations you've faced?
Well, I'd have to say that this is the most serious situation we've ever encountered.
Yeah. This is the worst, girlfriend.
Just bring normal, fellas.
I mean, it'd be hard to not hold your breath.
Houston, the CO2 level has dropped to 9, and it is still falling.
Yes.
Whew.
Okay, spacecraft controlled by computer.
You need a break, Ken?
If they don't get one, I don't get one.
And he'd be right there with them if not for this whole measles thing. I don't think he's gonna get sick at all.
There's been an accident. Jimmy's okay. He's all right, but he's not going to get to walk on the moon. Well, they said he was. But now they're just going to try to figure out a way to get them home. And it's a little bit dangerous.
Are you scared? Well, don't you worry, honey. If they could get a washing machine to fly, my Jimmy could land it.
I love her.
You'll be happy to hear that we contacted President Nixon, and he's going to grant you an extension on your income taxes.
Oh, Jesus.
I am sick and tired, the entire Western world knowing how my kidneys are functioning. I'm not wearing my biomed sensors, Houston.
He knows.
Flight, now I'm losing all 3 of them.
It's just a little medical mutiny, Doc.
Yeah.
Let's cut him some slack, okay?
This is their way of letting out a little bit of frustration over the situation. Let them have their medical privacy.
But we are definitely shallowing again. We are up to a 5.9.
That's what Jack was saying.
At this rate, they nick the Earth's atmosphere and bounce off into space.
That's what Jack was saying. Is that a hot dog? It's gonna be a very cold hot dog. Oh, actually completely frozen hot dog. Oh no, Fred. It's not a kid coughing sound.
Jim, we've got got another course correction for you.
What's up?
Maybe we need the sensors on him.
Houston, without the computer, what do we use for orientation? Houston, all we need to hold attitude is one fixed point in space. Well, Houston, we've got one.
That if this basketball were the Earth and this softball were the moon, and the two were placed 14 feet apart, the crew would have to hit a target no thicker than this piece of paper.
Bruh. That's wild.
The engine's never been tried like this. That's all I'm trying to tell you.
We're aware.
We're going to burn at 10% thrust for 39 seconds. Jack, you time us. Give us a count of the last 10 seconds up to 39.
Oh, Fredo's not looking very good.
You up to this, Fredo?
I'm with you.
Okay, hold it right there. That's it. Back. No, Fredo, back. Bring it down, Fredo. Just a nose.
Oh my gosh.
Shut down.
Houston, we have shut down.
That's close enough, Jim. Good work.
Knew it! Knew it! How about that limb, huh?
13, stand by. We're evaluating our power usage on that burn.
Was that really all broadcast to everybody? Like them talking to each other during that? I want to check in with Ken again.
Giving our guys enough to survive till re-entry. Well done. Now we got to get them in.
Hey.
I'm gonna power up guidance, ECS, communications, warm up the pyros for the parachutes and the command module thrusters. They're gonna need all these systems, John.
We do not have the power, Ken.
We just don't have it.
Okay, I'm gonna go back and reorganize.
What do you need the least?
Oh, well, I've had an engine flame out a few times in an aircraft and was kind of curious as to whether it was going to light up again, things of that nature. But they seem to work out.
I really miss these TVs.
Well, I tell you, I remember this one time I'm in a Banshee at night in combat conditions.
My great-grandparents had one like this when I was a kid.
And I'm looking down at a big black ocean. I flip on my map light, zap, everything shorts out right there in my cockpit. I look down there, and this green trail, it's like a long carpet that's just laid out right beneath me, and it was the algae. If my cockpit lights hadn't shorted out, there's no way I'd have ever been able to see that. You never know what events are going to transpire to get you home.
No.
What the hell was that?
Houston, is that going to affect our entry angle at all?
Negative.
We sure could use the re-entry procedure up here.
That's coming real soon, Aquarius.
Houston, we just can't throw this together at the last minute. You're going to get the procedure up to us, whatever it is, and we're going to go over it step by step so there's no foul-ups. I don't have to tell you we're all a little tired up here.
Tired and cold.
They don't know how to do it. Maybe Jack's right.
Hello there, Deke. What's the story?
Jim, we're going to get that power-up procedure to you. We're going to get it as soon as we possibly can.
Ken Mattingly's in the simulator right now.
Ken's working on it.
Ken's working on it.
The sequence looks good. We're just over budget on the amperage.
By how much?
3 or 4 amps.
God damn it, John. Is it 3 or 4?
4. 4!
We know they have some power left in the LEM batteries, right? We have an umbilical that provides power from the command module to the LEM.
Right, it's backup for the LEM power supply.
Reverse it.
Lose some to gain some, right?
I want the procedures. Now!
We only have so much time.
Ken? Is your computer on now?
Up and running. How do we look?
We're good.
I think we got it, buddy.
Oh, gosh.
Good to see you, Ken.
Aquarius, Houston.
Yeah, we read you, Ken. Are the flowers blooming in Houston?
I don't have the measles.
Jim, is Jack in there with you?
That acting by Tom just then, that reaction to hearing that he doesn't have the measles, is a good mixed reaction.
This is Neil Armstrong, and this is Buzz.
Aldrin.
Hi.
Are you boys in the space program?
Yeah.
Now, how could they be underweight?
We didn't land on the moon.
Rocks.
That's a firm.
Well, you got to get the weight right. We were expecting you to be toting a couple 100 pounds of moon rocks.
Right, Houston.
Okay, now, panel 5.
Calculate all those numbers based on very specific numbers.
Uplink completed. You got her back up, Ken. Boy, I wish you were here to see it.
I'll bet you do.
Way to go, Jack.
Nice.
We are looking at a typhoon warning
On the edge of the prime recovery.
Bro!
Okay, Houston, service module is free.
There it is. I see it.
Houston, we're getting our first look at the service module now.
Copy that, Aquarius.
Like it got the engine bell, too. Can you see that?
Did they get video of it?
The heat shield is even slightly cracked. The extreme cold could have split it wide open. The chutes may not open at all.
In Rome, Pope Paul led 50,000 people in prayers for the safe return.
Damn.
You okay?
No.
A little while longer, Fredo.
That would suck to be sick in space. And this is the big nerve-wracking part for me.
I was getting a little punchy and I didn't want to cut the lem loose with you guys still in it.
It's good thinking.
I was also wondering what that was when we first saw it, but I knew it would be explained at some point.
She sure was a good ship.
Yeah. Did so much more than she was ever built for. Thank you. Aren't they supposed to be in their suits on descent? Or re-entry, I should call it, not descent.
Guidance system might be malfunctioning, their heat shield could be cracked, and their parachutes might be 3 blocks of ice.
Could.
Parachute situation, the heat shield, the angle of trajectory, and the typhoon. There's just so many variables, I'm a little
I know what the
lost.
problems are, Henry. It could be the worst disaster NASA's ever experienced.
I believe this is going to be our finest hour.
Hell yes. Optimism.
Gentlemen, it's been a privilege flying with you.
Gosh, that would be so scary. Would refuse if it were me. I would never look out the window. If I could help it anyway.
Mommy, you're squishing me.
I'm sorry.
Odyssey, this is Houston. Do you read?
The expected time of reacquisition has come and gone.
Probably the longest wait ever.
Hello, Houston. This is Odyssey.
Best coach. And you, Ken did such a great job. Everyone did such a great job. So many smart people working together. Cry, man. Relief. That's such a lucky woman right there.
This is Apollo 13 signing off.
Bet it felt good to say that.
Our mission was called a successful failure, in that we returned safely but never made it to the moon. It was determined that a damaged coil sparked during our cryostir and caused the explosion that crippled the Odyssey. It was a minor defect that occurred 2 years before I was even named the flight's commander.
2 years before.
Fred Hayes was going back to the moon on Apollo 18, but his mission was canceled because of budget cuts. He never flew in space again. Nor did Jack Swigert, who left the astronaut corps and was elected to Congress from the state of Colorado, but he died of cancer before he was able to take office. Ken Mattingly orbited the moon as command module pilot of Apollo 16. and flew the space shuttle, having never gotten the measles. And as for me, the 7 extraordinary days of Apollo 13 were my last in space.
Yeah, no kidding.
I sometimes catch myself looking up at the moon, remembering the changes of fortune in our long voyage, thinking of the thousands of people who worked to bring the 3 of us home. I look up at the moon and wonder, when will we be going back, and who will that be?
Took a while. Took a while for us to go back, but we did. Well, not on the moon. We didn't put feet on the moon, but we went back to the moon, and it was amazing. But I read that we're sending people to the moon, like to the moon, to walk on it in 2 years. 2028, I think, if I remember correctly. So that'll be exciting. Great movie. All right, Apollo 13. Thank you so much for watching my reaction. I really appreciate it. This was fun. And here's why. So, The Martian is one of my favorite sci-fi movies ever. And the reason I love it so much is because of how much problem solving is in it. And I love that, you know, the main character is trying to figure things out himself, but then he's also getting help from people on Earth. And they've got tons of people working together to test things out, to figure things out. They're putting in so much overtime and getting like no sleep over it because, you know, we need to figure this out to get him home. And I guess I'm realizing that I feel like that story that Andy Weir wrote is drawn heavily from this, from the Apollo 13 mission. And I never really put that together before. So yeah, I loved this movie. The problem solving is so much fun. I could watch so many movies like this where people are coming together and just figuring things out. And as long as it's made exciting, I'm here for it. And I thought that this was really well done. I'm very excited to watch the behind the scenes. I do have a DVD of this, so it comes with the making of and so I'm really excited for that because this was 1995. I think the visuals of this still hold up really well. I wish I had like a 4K restoration, but that's all right. This worked just fine. But yeah, special effects wise and like how this was shot and what the actors were and everything, this was awesome. And I can't wait to see how they made it. All of the actors did an amazing job and played these gentlemen very well and hopefully accurately. I'm sure that they looked into lots of like footage of these guys. And I mean, Tom Hanks is always going to sound like Tom Hanks. He just has a too unique voice. Just in terms of mannerisms and personality and stuff, he's a great actor. They all are. I'm sure that they did a great job honoring these men with their performances. But yeah, I liked everybody. I'm so glad that there wasn't a single person in this movie that I could dislike. I feel like that's so rare nowadays to have movies where there's someone that you're just like, oh, I don't like you. But in this movie, there was nobody. I loved everybody. Everyone was fantastic. I'm so thrilled that Ken was still involved in all this as much as he was. I mean, again, I knew of the Apollo 13 mission, obviously knew they made it back safe and sound. So knowing the actual events does kind of mean that watching a movie like this, you can't really be surprised, I guess. You know, like I knew about the basically running on no power and having to conserve the fuel and everything, and I knew it was cold, and I knew all of that, but in terms of these men specifically, like I didn't know the more finer details of stuff. So that part of it was exciting for me, like seeing what Ken did to help, and same with all the other guys. Oh my gosh, like all of Mission Control was putting in so much work. I love the shot of the 3 men sleeping on the ground with like these makeshift like mattresses and pillows and stuff just in the middle of a random room because nobody, I'm sure there were probably people maybe that did go home, but I do feel like most everyone just stayed there, didn't sleep, or maybe just napped like for an hour here and there at a time, but otherwise it was like focusing on this because this is important and you can't buy more time, you can't get more time, you only have so much and you have to get shit figured out. So I just love the teamwork. The scene where they had them create that, it was the square peg round hole, creating that thing to help with the carbon dioxide. That was so much fun. I loved that whole sequence from them figuring it out to then communicating it to the guys to build it. and put it together, and then the confirmation that it was working and all was well, like that was, yeah, really exciting. I'm very relieved that Fred did not get more sick. Like the throwing up made me nervous when that happened at the beginning, and then he was good for a while, and then just started getting worse. And I was worried that he was going to be like throwing up again, that it was going to cause more issues. So I'm glad that, like, I know he was feeling like shit, but I'm glad that he was able to still do what he needed to, and yeah, they all made it back safe and sound and good. Gosh, that would suck so bad. I just kept putting myself in his shoes, and I feel like I knew what he felt like, and it's bad enough dealing with that in the comfort of your own home. Imagine being in such a small space like that and having to like do a job because your survival depends on it. Like that's just such an awful mix, such a terrible mix. But yeah, Gene, oh my gosh, Ed Harris, he's just, yeah, coach energy. Like I know he's the director of flight operations. No, you're the space coach, because he just has that look to him. And has Ed Harris like played? I feel like he's portrayed that kind of role, but he just especially in this movie, he just has the face and the hairstyle and the voice and the way he speaks. Like, yeah, he gave me those vibes right away the moment he appeared, and that never let up the whole movie. And I loved his optimism. He needed to be that though, because you have to have optimism with something like this. You have to think positively, and and the media, oh my gosh, like the media is always just drilling into the specifics of like everything that can go wrong and all of the murmur. And it's like, yes, okay, yeah, it is factual, sure, going through all but then it's like you're worrying everyone that's tuning into your program, you're worrying the hell out of them. And I get it though. Like I get both sides. I just wish the media would be a little bit more optimistic. I wish that today also. We need to be more optimistic and share good news more. But anyway, yeah, he was great. I just love Gene so much. Probably my favorite outside of our main, outside of the main crew plus Ken, Gene is definitely my favorite. I love that Jim's mom got to spend time with Neil and Buzz. That's dope. I love that she asked that question. Are you in the space program? You can tell that she only cares about her son. That's great. I love that for her. I won't lie, I did find the family scenes, like all of them, a little bit underwhelming in comparison. Like, obviously I'm glad that we touched in with them all the time and we're focusing on them. It's important. Yes, agree. There was just something about them that just felt underwhelming. I don't know if it was the performances by all of the actors and actresses that were involved in that or what, or maybe just my personal preference being way more into the crew and mission control and all of that. I am happy we touched in with the family though. They were going through so much. Especially love the scene where they're trying to like set up the news on her front lawn and she's basically just like, fuck this. No, they don't need that. That's brutal, by the way. Just like such an invasion of privacy. I get it. Like I understand why, because it's like, oh, it's the wives and the kids of the men that we're trying to get home, blah, blah, blah. But it's like, no, we don't need a camera shoved in their faces. We can interview them after the fact. Let's like see this all play out first. I don't know. Anyway, it's like, what good will it do, The score of this was so good. I missed who does the score in the opening credits. I didn't see a name, and then I just realized I didn't let the credits roll here at the end. I'm gonna Google real quick. James Horner, of course, yeah. The score was great. Loved it. Just love this style of uplifting music. It just adds so much to the movie and hits you in the feels, and yeah, the score just fits so well with this film. I loved it. With that, I'm not sure that I have anything else left to say about Apollo 13. Great movie. Very excited to rewatch it one day. With that, I'm going to go to Letterboxd now and see what some other people have to say about Apollo 13. 4 stars. Ah, yes, my favorite genre, never travel with Tom Hanks. But when Tom Hanks does travel, he figures it out. Okay, so we have Sully, Apollo 13, Castaway. There's probably more. I can't remember. I don't know if there's any that I've seen that I would put in that same category where it's like, He's traveled, disaster, figured it out, you know. I feel like Sully's not really traveling. 4.5 stars. The mission control scenes are some of the best in any movie about space travel. It amazingly captures the pressure everyone was on and how intensely they had to work to figure out how to get the astronauts back home. Agreed. Shout out to all of those actors. There were some faces I recognized in there. But yeah, shout out to everybody that acted out those mission control people and all of those scenes, because yeah, that definitely did come across very, very well. Just the panic, the determination, the problem. It was so good. Gene Kranz, if you read this, I'm free on Thursday night and would like to hang out. Ed Harris is an attractive man. Yes, 4 stars. It's a neat trick taking a story where everyone knows the ending and still managing to make it suspenseful. Okay, not everyone knows this ending, but dads do, and this is the ultimate dad movie. There's a lot of movies that I would consider dad movies over and above this one. I do not think space travel is inherently dad, but I understand what they meant, and I agree. Now it is that time of the video where I turn it to you and I ask you to leave your thoughts down below about Apollo 13. Do you love this movie? Let me know all the reasons why. Do you not care for this? I'd also be interested to know why if you're here. Yeah, let's talk about it. I'm very excited to read what you have to say. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you for watching my reaction. Any other space movies, feel free to use my suggestion form to send them in to me. I know I haven't seen Moon. Moon's been on a poll before. I haven't seen that one yet. In terms of space movies, I've seen Gravity, Contact, Interstellar, Sunshine. Interstellar and Sunshine are definitely my favorites, probably, and then followed by The Martian. I'm sure there's probably more that I can, but maybe just those. And now this. I'm gonna have to like Google space movies. I'm sure that there's maybe 1 or 2 more that I've seen. Anyway, but if there are still some that I haven't that you would love to see reaction to, let me know. Anyway, with that, links will start appearing on the screen to subscribe to the channel. Continue watching some of my other reactions. Feel free to do so. Make sure that you like this video if you enjoyed the reaction. I would so appreciate that. Thank you again for your time. Thank you for watching. We'll see you guys back here for the next reaction, whichever one you want to tune into next. Until then, have a wonderful rest of your day. Take care.